everybody. Aloha, Facebook friends. I wanted to pop on and share this probably be a very controversial topic. And so if you are joining me live or watching the replay, let me know. Say aloha, say hola, say greetings and salutations. Just let me know that you're here. And I will start sharing a little bit about this piece of information. So, we don't know everything. I mean, I'd like to say that we do, and I'd like to say that it's impossible to, in your conscious mind, to hold every piece of information in it, consciously. And, the way I understood the world is we're all humans and we all have a soul. And then I started to see everything unfolding in the world, and a few months ago, I basically heard from my soul, not everybody has one. Not everyone has a soul. And what's interesting is that I kind of brushed that off a few years ago. I started to notice that there were people in the world that felt different to me. They felt somehow like they weren't present, like there was a limited kind of, it was like talking to a computer, there's a limited amount of thinking, right, or processing that comes through a computer or a phone or any of those things. So I had years ago I had started to notice that, and I noticed it more and more. I noticed more people felt off. That's the only way I could describe it. And like I said, there felt like there was some limitation for, I would say, communication or engagement with those people. Something felt strange. But of course, I want to believe that everybody is created equal. And I'm starting to realize that not everybody is created equal. And so what happened was, I had mentioned this to a friend of mine. He can out himself if he wants, but he let me know that there is this theory there are people called organic portals that exist on the planet. And now I know there's even more to that. That you can start to research clay men. I think they might even mention it in the Bible, but I'm not sure because I haven't read the Bible. So you'll have to look, and I think the term that you're looking for would be clay men. And so the theory is that not everybody here on the planet has a soul. They're human. They have basically, their chakra system is different, meaning there's different ways of looking at it. Like some people look at it like they have each energy center, but there's something different about each energy center that doesn't, that means that the soul energy is not there. And then there's another theory where that says that they have the chakra system, but they only inhabit the lower chakras, and they don't inhabit the upper chakras. Something else inhabits those chakras. Something else guides that chakra system, which is very interesting. And it's not to say that, not to go into arrogance, say, well, I have a soul, so I'm better. It's just different, right? It's just different, but it explains a lot. What I'm personally feeling is that we have probably more of those organic portals on the planet than I would like to see. I feel like that's something that may be true, just based on how easily there are people that you can tell they're not just in cognitive dissonance, they're actually just not able to think in any other way than what is actually driving that system thinks. So I don't mean to scare you or alarm you, but I am sharing this publicly now because it's out there. That material is actually out there. You can find it yourself. You can look for the organic portals. I don't own that piece of information, or I don't really own any information except for my own soul, right? That light consciousness is mine. But meaning that I didn't, and I discovered it on my own, and then found the information. It came to me from my soul, because I really thought everybody was created equal here. I really thought that. And I have to redact that now, because we're not. We're not. And there are people walking around this planet that don't have souls. So even I think that what they said in the Bible, that there are children of God, which would mean you have the soul God matrix, and that there are people who don't. And that, I don't know what that means. Like, if they're, I don't know what or who controls those people. But again, it makes a lot of sense, especially when you look at how easy it is to get people to. I mean, I would never hurt a child. I would never. I mean, the horrendous things that are coming out. I don't have children, but I would never intentionally ever hurt a child. It just would never even cross my mind ever, or an animal for that matter. It would not cross my mind to execute the levels of abuse. I mean, horrible, horrible abuse that we're seeing unfolding right now on the planet. And but it makes it easier to understand why other people can. And it also, helps to understand that these people, there may be people that are very successful. We can look at we can look at the billionaire class. And they may be, I'm not saying that they are, but they may be soulless already. So people whose influence can be owned may be these types of beings that don't have the capacity to, or at least maybe they can evolve into the capacity to own their upper chakras, to begin to, I don't know, gather some, come into a soul beingness, maybe. But that might not be the case. So you can do your own research. Again, I would look at, you just have to Google I would use DuckDuckGo, actually, organic portals, and you'll start to see all the information. But I wanted to share that because I think that explains a lot. It helps a lot of the people who are here, that have souls, that are really trying to help humanity. Our own humanity, right? We were trying to really claim our sovereignty and our freedom through love, right? Through truth. And when you understand that the reason why a lot of people are not able to understand how important that is, it's because they don't have a soul. They have something else. They have another operating system. They don't have a soul operating system. So that might be a lot to take in. And like I said, that's why I said do your own research. And again, it's not to judge these people. It's not about judging them or seeing them as less than. It just means that they're different. It means that they must serve some purpose here. And to understand that you don't want to get, there's no point in trying to awaken that type of person. Because the only thing they can be awakened to is what is programmed into their system, and nothing beyond that. Nothing beyond that. So again, like I said, I'm starting to see that it's more rare to be a human with a soul than it is to be not. And I'm not saying it's super rare, but I think there are rare. I don't know why. I don't know why there are so many. It just feels that way. At least it feels that way to me. There are a great number of people who have souls that are just basically in the mind control matrix. They're following a program and they haven't found a way to break out of it yet. But you'd have to investigate that theory. But I really wanted to share this because I know. How can I stop attracting them? Well, just ask your soul to help you become magnetic to your soul family and to people that have souls. That's what I would do. And to also ask your soul to help, I would say, to release any patterns or programs or energies that are in resonance with those soulless beings, right? Because we can go into, in some ways, we can go into resonance in some small way with them. So I would say that that's probably an important practice to do, and you'll start to be able to to find that they don't come into your stratosphere. And so that's part of it. Is it's like we don't need to sit here and go, oh my God, do they have a soul? Let me look. Just trust that you'll know. Like, you'll know. And part of how you know is how they engage with information and what they share and how they can think. And I will also say that it doesn't mean that all people in the New Age movement have souls. And in the awakened movement, it doesn't, they're just, able to take on that information. Meaning they're able to just parrot that information. So it's like what it doesn't have, it's like this, the way I see it is just, this is the only thing, it feels less, I would say it feels more one-dimensional, if I use that terminology. Like there's not a stretching into creative energy in a way, to inspiration. It feels like there's just, there's a program that's being run. You can feel it. When you start to notice it, you'll feel it. But don't go digging into someone's energy, because that's a violation of free will. But yeah, that's, at least this is this theory that I'm following, especially because I got the information from my own soul, because I really thought that everybody was created equally but on this planet. But I'm seeing that it's possible that we're not, meaning we don't all have the same energetic operating system, that, like I said, the human soul God matrix, that's the way I would call it, or human soul God Gaia, right? Matrix, toroidal, connective, loving, truthful, planetary matrix. They just don't have it. So I don't know why. You can do, there's more research to be done. You can look yourself about, like, again, just Google organic portals and just understand that not everybody is the same. And then that will help you. That should help you, just seeing, like, between the people that are just there's a difference between people that are order following because they're fearful, and then just order following. Like, there's not even, like, you can feel there's not even like a fearful response on top of it. They're just following it. So there's more, there's more subtleties to it, but that's about you connecting with your soul and tuning in and seeing what that feels like for you. There's not there, Amir. Yeah, like we think that they're. I thank you for that, Amira. That that people are just misled, ignorant, or maybe like a new soul, right? Sometimes I thought, well, this might be a new soul. This might be someone who hasn't had a lot of life experience, but there's something that just feels like they can't click over right into their thinking, into a new way of thinking. It's real, like there are little subtle hints in my body, because I'm very connected to my body and signaling, like my soul signals through my body. But it almost feels like, the whole car is there, right? Their car is there, but the ignition doesn't turn over. That's what it feels like to me. Like, that's the feeling I get. I'm like, oh, this has no ignition, right? This has no spark to it. That's kind of the way I see it. There's no initiation feeling. And everybody's different, because someone could be very watery and, but still you could feel that they have a soul. Someone could be very airy, or, like I'm very fiery, or people can be very earthy. But that doesn't mean that they, like sometimes people that are, maybe not as expressive. Maybe they're not, fiery, I'm going to be more expressive, and you can see, so like someone who's, fiery, you see how I'm doing this, it's a movement forward, right? It's a movement forward. If I'm more watery, I might sink back, I might relax back. If I'm more earthy, I might might be meandering from side to side, right? So those are things that people do in their body. But this is at least what I'm exploring, that not everybody has a soul, and even for me, and I know everybody, a lot of people follow the high self over soul monad connection, and I'm just, part of me, just because this information is like opening in this way for me, it's like I just want to deal with my soul. I don't want to even think about my connection to my soul in a way that came from someone before me on the spiritual path. It's just, to me, it's like me, soul, source, Gaia, me, soul, God, Gaia, the truth, those loving energies, the true loving energies that are there. And just understand, we don't have to be afraid of these people. They've been here for our whole lives. And that I don't know. You'll have to go doing some research on it to see why they're here. And I would say you do the research, but I would also tune into your own soul and Gaia and God, and see what you get about that, like why they're here, and like I said, it doesn't mean that they're less than. There's none of this is not what this is about. This is about just sharing that theory with you, because I feel like it helps people understand why there are so many people that are really just these rule followers or order followers, or so many people that are just they're not meant to awaken the way that we are, because we're here on a soul's path, on a soul's journey. So it's to help you get some of that frustration level, and to understand that then we don't need as many numbers to awaken. We truly don't. And like I said, I don't feel like the New Age spiritual communities, there are probably people in spiritual community that are soulless as well. Like I said, it's just something that, like, it's information they can take on, but it has I don't want to say structured, because that's not the word. It always has a feel to me like it's like a cardboard box. Like I could just easily go, like I could, a cardboard box has a structure, but there's nothing in it, right? It's an empty box. That's how I would say, empty box. And there's no, it's like there's no critical thinking. There's no inspirational thinking. They're just following along, like parroting information, what they've been told. But you have to, again, like I said, this is my experience with it. And look, when I first woke up to it years ago, and I was like, and I told myself, no, I really thought, I felt like I was surrounded by zombies. That's how it felt to me. Like, I was like, these people feel like zombies to me, and I don't understand why. That should tell you something, because it feels like there's some level of, I'm going to use the word death there, right? There's something that doesn't feel quite so alive, quite so, doesn't have the ability to flower, right? Consciousness doesn't have the ability to flower through that organic portal. So that's the word, those are the words to use. And so I have to run now, and I'm just going to drop that bomb on you guys. If you have thoughts about it, or any questions, just tag me in the comments below. And I wish you all so well. Lots of love and aloha.